Hello students, I am Rakesh Chauhan working as PGT Physics in Suraj Group of Schools. I welcome you all in the e-learning classes of physics. Today in this video we are going to start a chapter 8 for class 9th, that is motion. So first we will see that what is motion or how the motion can be defined. So the motion can be defined as the change in position of an object with time and with reference to a particular point. So this is the definition, or this is how we can define motion: the change in position of an object with time and with reference to a point. So what is the meaning of this reference point here? Suppose there are two circular tracks like this and two runners are moving on these tracks. Suppose this is runner A and this is runner B, and both are moving with the same speed. I can say, suppose this is moving with V speed, this is also moving with V speed, and both of them start with the same point, that is at or from here. So if they are moving with same speed, then definitely at any point of time they both will be at same position with respect to each other. Whatever time we can take, their position will remain same. So both are moving, but if I say that what is the velocity of A with respect to B, so you will say 0, because there is no change in the position of A with respect to B. So we will say that A and B both are at rest position with respect to each other. But suppose a person is sitting in the center or anywhere in this ground, and he is watching all these two runners, then definitely the position of these runners will be keep on changing with respect to this person, which is we have denoted, or who we have denoted as C. So definitely both A and B are moving with reference to this person who is at rest position, or we can say A and B both are in motion with respect to this person or reference point C. But if I talk about the motion of A with respect to B, or the motion of B with respect to A, then you will say both are at rest position, because their positions are not changing with time with reference to each other. So that is the importance of this point I have added here, that motion is always given with reference to a point. Okay, so this is how we can define the motion: change in position of an object with time with reference to a particular point, and this particular point is known as reference point. Okay, now let us move forward to the next topic, or we can say how this motion can be classified into various categories. So this motion can be categorized into mainly two parts: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Okay, now what is uniform motion we will define. So in uniform motion, the object which is moving, the object completes or travels completes equal distances in equal time interval, in equal time intervals. Okay, then what about this non-uniform motion? So you will say, if the object completes unequal distance with equal time interval, if or the object completes different distances with or in equal interval of time, then such type of motion are said to be non-uniform motion. For example, suppose we are taking here example of two cars, and car A is moving here, and the path is given like this is a straight path. So this is time duration of 1 second, and in 1 second it completes 10-meter distance. This is also 1 second, and it completes once again 10-meter distance, and so on. So such type of motion is said to be uniform motion, because in equal interval of time, that is 1 second, the car A is moving or completing the equal number of or equal distances, I can say. So that is why this motion is said to be uniform motion. Now let us talk about some other case of car B, which completes, suppose in 1 second, first 1 second it completes 5-meter distance. In next 1 second it completes 10-meter distance. Suppose further 1 second it completes 20-meter distances, and so on. So we can say that the time interval is same, but the distances traveled are different. That's why such type of motion is known as non-uniform motion. So in non-uniform motion, the acceleration exists because the speed is changing at each and every time. So acceleration exists, we can say here, but in uniform motion there is no acceleration, because the particle is moving with same speed. So whenever there is no change in speed, there is no acceleration, and whenever there is change in speed, then definitely there must be some acceleration. So we will discuss it later in detail, what is acceleration, what are speeds, and all that. But up to now you must clear that what is motion. So motion can be defined as the change in position of an object with time with reference to a particular point. And what are the various types of motion? There are two types of motion: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. In uniform motion, the object completes equal distances in equal time interval, while in non-uniform motion the object completes different distances in equal time interval. Okay, so let us discuss the next topic, which is the terminology related to motion, or we can say we will define some important terms related to motion. So first we are going to discuss about what is distance and what is displacement, thereafter what is speed and what is velocity, and at last how the acceleration can be defined. So these are the terms which we are going to discuss in this, or in this chapter. First we can say, I don't know in this video how much we are going to complete, because these topics are quite big topics, so we cannot cover all these topics in the single video. So but the first term, distance and displacement, we will cover in this video. So distance and displacement, both are interrelated to each other, but they are different from each other, that is sure. So distance, how we will define distance? Distance is the total path length, total path covered by any object, covered by any object, moving object in fact. Okay, so this is the total path length or total path covered by any object, while displacement is the shortest distance between the final position and initial position, or you can say the straight path length between the 2 points. Now what will be these 2 points? These 2 points will be final position and initial position, or final point and initial point. Let us discuss these two with an example. So suppose any object starts from this point A and it moves up to point B. Thereafter it turns its path and it turns right, suppose, and it further travels up to point C. Now how much total distance actually it covers? So the distance which this object actually covered is equals to, you will say, AB plus BC. Suppose AB is 100 meter and BC is suppose 50 meter. So how much total distance it covers? So you will say AB plus BC, that comes out to be 100 plus 50, that is 150 meter. Now what is displacement? So displacement will be the straight path length between the 2 points. Now these 2 points are A and C, because C is the final position of the object and A is the initial position. So what is the straight distance between these two? So you will say, we will join these 2 points and this will give the straight distance between point A and point C. So displacement will be definitely AC, and this AC can be calculated as using Pythagoras theorem. So what is Pythagoras theorem? The square of AB plus the square of BC. So square of AB will be 100 square and square of BC will be 50 square. So this is how we can calculate the displacement. So this is the difference between distance and displacement. If I ask you that what is the relation between distance and displacement, so you will say that displacement is always less than or equal to the distance, or distance is more as compared to displacement, or in extreme case displacement may be equal to distance, but displacement may never be more than of that of distance. So I am taking one example here. Here definitely this displacement AC is less than this distance, which is AB plus BC. So that is one point. Okay, let us discuss one case where displacement and distance both are equal. Suppose the particle is moving in a straight line. So it starts from A, reaches at B, and finally reaches at C. So here what is the distance? So you will say distance will be AB plus BC. Okay, now what is displacement? So you will say displacement is also AB plus BC. Why? Because the straight distance between C point and A point, final position and initial position, is same. So if the particle is moving in a straight line, then the distance and displacement both are equal. But if it is moving in a plane like this, then definitely displacement will be less than the distance. So what can be written? We will say that displacement is less than or equal to distance. And if I denote displacement by x and distance by d, then I can write down that x upon d should be less than or equal to 1. So that is the relation between displacement and distance. So you must remember this point. One more difference is there: distance has no direction while displacement has direction. So the physical quantity which possess magnitude as well as direction are said to be vector quantity, while the physical quantity which shows only magnitude are known as scalar quantity. So I can say that distance is a scalar quantity which does not possess the direction, while displacement is a vector quantity which consists of a particular direction. So this is the difference between distance and displacement. So if I ask you to practice one question on this topic so that you can clear this topic quite easily. So this is the question. Suppose a runner is running on a circular track, okay, and he starts from a point and makes 4.5 cycles along this track whose radius is suppose 50 meters. So if I ask you that how much distance and displacement it completes in 4.5 cycles, so how will you solve? So distance is the total path length covered by the object. So how much distance actually it covers? So in one cycle it completes the 2 pi r distance, which is the circumference of this circle. So 2 pi r, and the radius is 50 meter, given 2 pi into 50, that is 100 pi meter. This is the distance which this runner is completing in one rotation. But how much rotations this man is making? So you will say 4.5. So in 4 cycle it will cover 4 into 100 pi, that is 400 pi meter, and in half cycle it will cover 50 pi meter, because in one complete cycle 100 meter, in half cycle it will be just half, that is 50 pi meters. So how much total distance? So total distance covered by this man will be this 400 pi plus 50 pi. So 450 pi meter is the value of distance covered by this man. Now what will be the displacement? So after completing the 4.5 cycle, this man will be exactly on the diametrically opposite side of this point A. Why? Because in one complete cycle it will once again reaches at this, in second cycle reaches at this, third cycle reaches at this, fourth cycle reaches at this, but in 4.5 cycle it will reaches at point B, which is diametrically opposite. So this is final position, this is initial position. So what is the distance between these two positions? So you will say distance is the diameter of the circle or circular path, which is displacement in fact. So displacement x is equals to AB, which is 100 meter, or 2r, I can say the diameter of this circle, that is 100 meter. So this is the answer, that displacement is 450 pi while displacement is 100 meter. What if I ask you that it completes 5 complete cycles? Then your answer will be 500 pi meter the distance, and displacement will be 0, because if it completes the 5 complete cycles, then once again it will reach at point this, and final position and initial position will coincide, and the straight distance will be 0. So you must remember that displacement is a straight path length between final position and initial position, while distance is the total or complete path length which is traveled by the object. So thank you very much for watching this video. In our next video, we will discuss about speed, velocity and acceleration. Thank you very much.